Uh,
Well, Adam, I can give you a tip. Game share with someone on PC that has that.
I haven't got anyone who has it right now. I've been seeing online that it's good, but I don't have anyone right now that's.
Well,
let's talk later. Let's talk.
I'll let you guys know that we are live now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody, and welcome back. Well, I should be just saying welcome as I rebranded this show completely. So it's no longer Classy and Cancelled, as it's now known as Unplugged Opinions. So I wanted to try to rebrand the show because we've been away for a while now. So yeah, and I felt it was a perfect time to kind of make this name more catchy. So yeah. So sorry for the long hiatus, guys. I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to have the crew with me here. And today we have an actual special guest, Adam. So
Hello.
welcome to the show, my friend.
Been a while since I've been on your channel.
Yeah. Well, this show is actually kind of different from my other shows because I don't typically like schedule guests for this show, but because you are a big fan of Linkin Park, I figured what perfect time would it be to have a guest on.
Also known as I begged to be on this show because I needed to talk to someone I needed to talk to people who know, and it's just a trip.
Yeah, so with that, I guess we'll get into the topic of Linkin Park then. So I want to know first because I don't know too much if Loke knows anything about the band. Do you know that much about their music, Loke?
Yeah. I like Linkin Park. They've got some very nice songs.
So then
Not my favorite.
So then, do you know about the recent story about the new singer they got?
Yeah. They replaced what's his name? Chester.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I guess with this, I'll go to Adam first, get his thoughts about like the band and like their new singer.
I think, and I've spoken to a few people about this. I was actually speaking to a colleague at work who's also a metal fan as well, a rock fan, and we're basically on the same page of like, Chester is such a unique voice, is such a unique person that trying to replicate him is already difficult, almost impossible, and I would say it was basically impossible. And I can understand why you would want to try and keep a band together for the fans, but I'm of the opinion that half the band has left. It's not. Like, half the band has left. Like, Chester has passed away. R.I.P. if you're I don't know if there's a God or a heaven or anything like that, but rest in peace. The lead drummer quit, and the lead guitarist quit.
Mm-hmm.
A second guitarist. I think he's like the bass guitarist quit. And so that's half the band. The band has 6 people, and 3 of them left. 3 of them are gone, right? So you already have half a band. And Emily, I can't remember her last name, but Emily is the new singer. Armstrong, thank you. Yeah. Putting aside her controversies, she is a very good singer. I cannot deny, I actually really like the new song that came out, that got revealed. But she isn't Chester. And I'm not expecting her to be Chester, but I feel like a new band should have been created. I have no problem with them making music. I have no problem staying in a sort of similar genre, but it doesn't feel like Linkin Park to me. It feels like this is a new band, and it should have a new name. Linkin Park should have left with Chester, and something new should have been born. Then you have her controversies, and then you're into a whole other situation. But I'll let other people give their opinions before we can talk about that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'll get into the controversies after we get our thoughts about the singer. So, Flamish, you want to go?
No, I want to let Luke go first. I have a lot to say.
All right.
I haven't heard the new song, but I think this is just a consequence of people. Like, this is the same when people think they can just put someone else in, and you can turn everything into a brand. Bands are not brands. You can't make another Coldplay. There's no other Guns N' Roses. It's just not going to happen. I know in terms of the corporates and the suits, if they could figure out a way to eternally have people being Linkin Park, they would smash that button every day and Sunday.
There's no other Michael Jackson, is what?
Yeah. There's no Jackson 5. The thing that makes it special is that there's only one. And I'm sure someone's going to figure it out. They're going to find a way to commodify it. But a piece of, whether it's artistic originality or whatever, something in the human soul when it comes to consuming music will die that day. But the day is coming. It's not today, but the day is coming when you can literally wake up and it's called Guns N' Roses, but none of them are from the original band, and people are going to be okay with it. Today is not that day. Me personally, I agree. I agree with oh my god, sorry, I'm
Adam.
Adam. Yes, I agree with Adam. That he likes the song. Adam, you like the song, but I agree with the fact that they should have just let it die and move on to something else.
It's a great song. I'm not. I wouldn't. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a good song. And Callie, I know you like the song as well. But it feels more like a tribute band of Linkin Park than Linkin Park, if that makes sense. And even then, tribute bands, some of them are better than what we've heard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give my thoughts real quick before I get to you, Famish. Hope that's okay. But honestly, I was kind of shocked that they would even replace Chester after he died, because like you can't replace talent, really. And Chester was like one of those talented individuals who just like he poured his heart and soul into his like lyrics. You could hear it in his songs, you could hear it in his vocals, and you just can't replace that. And I feel like they're trying to just kind of continue the band as a brand practically, but I don't think it works like that. And I think with that comes a lot of like skepticism from fans too, like Adam here too. So I think they're kind of going to be fighting an uphill battle to even like just make a point on like why she deserves a spot in the band and continue this legacy that has been made. I don't know. It kind of disappointed me. Like I think the perfect time to have ended the band would have been like after the whole like memorial concert. But I don't know. Give me your thoughts about this, Flamish.
It feels icky. It really feels icky.
Yeah, definitely.
So yesterday was the first time I saw the news, right? And I saw a small clip of Numb where she was singing. Didn't like it at all. Okay, gotta be honest. Like it didn't really felt like I didn't want to say it's a disgrace, but it doesn't feel like it belongs to a new singer that just comes up and sings the same song that we all know and love. In trying to imitate what it made it great, right? With the raspy voice and the growling, I would say. That's there's a lot of uniqueness to that voice, right, from Chester, that we can't imitate. but then I wanted to give it a fair shake because the whole concert is actually on YouTube. And I had a long day at work. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this whole concert. I want to know the entire thing, what they're doing, how they sing, what changed. So I noticed a few things. First, she cannot really keep the growling long. Okay, she has a problem with that. She had problems 2 times during the show with growling that she just stopped. She couldn't do it. Maybe that just some air.
Are you talking about when she had the voice cracks a couple of times?
Yes.
Yeah.
That happened multiple times.
I noticed that a couple of times where like she
felt
tried
forced.
and she literally couldn't do it.
Yeah, it felt too forced, like she wanted to do too much in that moment that's not hers, right? It felt like she's just imitating instead of doing her own thing with the sound. But I also heard, and this is the weird thing, I heard that some of the songs have like a higher tone to it than they normally have to basically get to the point that it sounds better for her. It doesn't sound like the same songs anymore because it's like they're a pitch higher instead. You have to listen to the songs to be certain about that. And that's not the only thing I listened to. I actually also wanted to listen to an interview they did afterwards, how they came together, what happened. And apparently they were all just, some of the old members came back. They just started playing music and it all started clicking. They didn't know where it was going, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden it felt right that, she was already singing with them. That they just, felt natural to just continue. I don't know. I've really, I don't want to resent it, but as a Linkin Park fan, I don't think it fits. Like the new song is good. I won't say that, but the old songs, I don't believe like they should continue those. I think it's just, they should stop. They should stop getting into the old songs with an artist that doesn't sound the same at all. Cannot reach the high the high growling and the high stuff that they did before. It feels completely different, like Luke and Adam also said. All three basically. Everyone here agrees basically it's completely different. It's not okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the funny thing. I mean, she's fine when she does her own music, like the newer song that they did. But like when she goes back and does like the older music, it's just like because I think it has to do more with the fact she doesn't have the voice for it. That just makes it like it just sounds off.
If you listen to a song Given Up, right?
Yeah.
If she sings that, she cannot keep it for long. Especially the long part.
The growls in Given Up.
Holy hell.
I mean, like when you get to the end part, it's like, shut up when I'm talking to you. Like, she just dies in that part.
Yeah, she can't.
Like, I can't look. And I saw some like comments on like the YouTube comments because it's very curated on the YouTube comments. The Instagram and Twitter comments are not. So if just putting it out there, if anyone wants to see what the genuine reaction is, don't look at the YouTube comments because they are heavily moderated from what I can tell. Because it's all very positive, even though if you look at the like to dislike ratio, is So the comments I saw were like, well, what happens if you try to go up there? You're saying that she's so bad. And I was like, I'm not saying that I could do any better. I do some singing in the back on the side, but I'm like karaoke singing. I can't do raspy singing. I'm more Frank Sinatra. But you can tell something's bad when it's bad, right? Like I was watching, literally I'd got off a call with my girlfriend at the time, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I just got off the call with her, and then I saw the live stream start, and I was like, oh, cool. And when Emily came out and she did the first song, initially it didn't twig to me that it was a new song. because they hadn't announced anything like a new band or anything. It was just a like logo, or it was like a little symbol thing that they just put the title. So I was like, oh, maybe they're announcing a new band. Maybe this is like tribute songs or something like that. I was of the opinion like, oh, are they doing the same thing that they did with? There was another artist that passed away and I can't remember their name, but they brought out a bunch of different artists to like do each song. Does that make sense? I thought she was just one of X number of artists doing a tribute thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then she kept going. And then I heard Crawling, and Crawling is one of my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard her butcher Crawling, and I just went off. And I put on Twitter, I was like, I like the new song. I think the new song is great. But this woman can't sing the original songs. I think she got one song okay. And I forget which it was. I sort of tuned back into the live stream at some point after I was like shocked. And I listened to her do one of the songs. Lost. She did a sort of acoustic version of Lost. And that was okay. I don't know. I do not think she could do Lost in the proper key and everything. I don't think she could do actual Lost. But the acoustic version of Lost that she did was very good. And I was like, great. This is actually... I don't mind this. But when she was trying to imitate the original, it just doesn't work. And I just... It's disappointing, is all I'm saying.
And because it seems like we're pointing a lot on the fact that she isn't as good as Chester. I would go a step further. Even if you found me someone that sounds just like Chester.
Uh-oh.
They aren't Chester.
Uh-oh.
I don't want them doing a concert saying that they're Linkin Park. You can say that you're a cover band, no problem. But you are not Linkin Park.
True.
Fundamentally speaking, that's what really bothers me. Like, you guys, sure, it matters that you can't hit the notes. Even if she could hit the notes,
she still wouldn't be Linkin Park. As I said earlier, 3 members of a 6-person. But when 50% of your band has left or has passed away,
start new band.
The band is gone.
Yeah, start new bands with new songs. Don't do the old stuff.
Like
maybe just one as a tribute, right?
I think that's actually a perfect segue into what Flemish had brought up.
I found something interesting just after I was on my PC now, and I found literally tribute band look that has a singer that literally I think 90% sounds the same.
I was going to say, it's about as close as you could probably get.
Yes. And he looks almost like Chester as well, but it's a tribute band. It's basically made to look like the band as well, but he sounds like 90% the same. It's insane.
I respect those guys more, and if both bands were playing in my town, I would go to the tribute band because they have more respect for legacy.
Yeah, no,
it's the same thing.
We were watching the video. Flemish was showing us the video. They dressed up as the proper band. I even said, like, holy shit, one of them looks like Mike Shinoda. like straight up looks like Mike Shinoda and was doing Mike Shinoda's stuff. And I was like, oh shit, that's great. There was the Chester Bennington tribute artist wasn't perfect, but like as Flemish said, it's like 90% there. Like way closer than Emily I think will ever be. And I do hope that this new era of Linkin Park is done well. I just wish it wasn't called Linkin Park. That's the only problem I have with this. I just think it should be a new band. That like I have no issue. Linkin Park to me is Chester Bennington. I'm gonna chime
in real quick. Also, Flemish, I think 108 wants the link to the cover band you found, but I'm just gonna say this. I think
for that.
No, you don't get copyright strike for sharing links. But
okay.
Anyway, so what I was about to say was that I think it's kind of weird because I don't know if you know about Journey, right, Adam?
No.
So their lead singer practically had like a medical condition where he couldn't sing on stage for a while for the band. So I guess the band kicked him out practically and hired a Filipino who sounded really close to the singer. So they still do concerts to this day, but of course, like a lot of old school fans aren't happy about that. But like, I don't know. I feel like if you have like someone who's good enough at like fulfilling that part in the band, like for what they need, you don't think that would be enough to like to continue on the band?
No, because as because as Luke said, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. As Luke said, you can't replace Michael Jackson with another Michael Jackson-ish. You can't replace Elvis with an Elvis impersonator. You can't replace Dolly Parton with a Dolly Parton-ish. You can't replace Chester Bennington with a Chester Bennington-ish. That ish is the problem. You could get them as close as possible in terms of the vocals. Even if it was exactly the same, the problem then you have is the legacy. That's not Chester Bennington. Chester wrote his songs. Chester wrote most of Linkin Park's songs, you know that, right? Like, Mike did a couple of them, but the majority were done by Chester.
Yeah.
Like, and you can tell which ones are made by Mike and which ones are done by Chester. You can very much tell when you listen to all their songs, you can tell which ones are which. And the reason why Chester wrote a lot of the songs and there's a lot of pain and everything is because he was a victim of CSA. I'm not going to say the whole thing because, you know, YouTube. But CSA, if you know what that is, you know what it is. And he had a lot of trauma and everything, and that's what went into his music. And you can tell that, right? That story, those memories, those interactions that Chester had, his life, that new singer hasn't had that. Yeah, they might have their own stories, but they're not Chester. They're not the same person. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Also, in the interview, she literally said she's been singing for 20 years in band. She just loved being in a band.
I feel like it's kind of weird. Like before, when you had like bands who have lost their members, like Nirvana, for example, I think like they just completely stopped making music after that fact. So I kind of feel like nowadays, like these bands just want to continue making the fans happy with new songs and just continue making music. But I don't know. I feel I do agree to an extent with Adam that like that she isn't Chester. She's not gonna replace him at all if that's what they're looking for. But I don't know, because I know Mike Shinoda doesn't want to give it up either. So what do you do? What do you do at that point? Ironically,
you want to go for like the thing I feel in this regard, like with Mike has so much history with this because they were basically, him and Chester were childhood friends, right? They were there
Same as
since a
Han
very
as well.
long time. Yeah, so he has so much history with this, and he's also a producer, right? He makes a lot of music himself, and yeah, he cannot let go. I think it's his way of coping, maybe with
I mean, that's, I think, why he allowed the release of Lost, and there was another one that was done. There was like another band, which there was another song, I can't remember the name of it. It was with another band with Chester, and they got Mike's approval to put that out. I think they got Mike and Han's approval for that.
Yeah, and also the 20 years of hybrid.
That one as well.
Yeah.
But I think you're right in the sense of they were a band for 20 odd years. Like, I've been a fan for 20 years. So they must be close to 30 years now?
Practically.
And when you've dedicated your life to something that's that long, in fact, in one of Mike's songs, did you guys listen to Mike's album after Chester's death?
I don't think so. No.
I would encourage you to listen to it because there is a song, and I'm just gonna bring it up one moment. Mike Shinoda.
Was it
there
the
is
one
a
where he
song
was
that
playing
he does-
piano in the music video?
No.
Okay.
He brought out an entire album called Post Traumatic, and in one of the songs, he talks about how everyone sort of tried reaching out to him and everything, and he's like, "Well, don't you understand that my entire life is over?" And like he recorded like voicemails that he had gotten, and it's a really sad album because it's basically his breaking point, and that's his breaking point album. Like it's a really sad thing, but like I would encourage, if you've not listened to it, go and listen to Post Traumatic, because it will give you the most understanding of what his mindset was after Chester's death, because you can tell that he wrote the songs after the death. And in one of them he talks about like don't you understand that my life's fucking over, my entire career is done, and everything like that. And then basically this whole thing goes against the song that he made saying everything's gone and then coming back. So in a sense you're like, it's good, but then it's also the sense that you bring up Flemish of he can't let go, and it's awful to say, but it feels like he needs therapy.
It sounds just like it when you basically bring in a singer that to do the same songs that I think most people don't like it. That's my feeling, at least. Like, I think a lot of people just have the same thought that we have.
I think the majority do. I saw in the live stream, they tried hiding it in the live stream, but if you watch back, you see a lot of people leaving.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch the live stream, you can see they've tried doing a couple of camera changes, because you'll see in the background some people just are leaving the venue.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy for a big band as they are.
I mean, I saw something recently. I was recently with my girlfriend at the All Points East festival in London, and we had a very similar reaction to, do you know Andre 3000?
Was that the concert where he was just playing his flute?
Yes. Yes. And hundreds, and I wish I'd recorded it, but we were at a booth trying to win some portable chargers, and me and her were just standing there like wearing bucket hats and watching, and crowds of people were leaving because all they heard was him. Everyone was like, oh, is he gonna do like, the songs that he's famous for, and doing that? Like, I that's the only other time I've seen someone of a stature that large have such a turn away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like,
when he announced that, I remember the backlash he got. But
yeah, it was
but
it was an absolute trip when it was there. When I was there.
But okay, so I guess we should segue into the second part of this story, which was some of the backlash that was uncovered.
Oh, the controversies.
Hold on. I just want to add something.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mike's album, his sad album and whatever.
Yeah.
You guys might kick me off here. I don't know. Whatever. But you're a millionaire. You're famous. I don't feel sorry for you because your friend died. Like,
I don't think money comes into it in that sense. I'll be honest with you, because I know millionaires, and I know like trauma still hits. Like, just because you have a large bank account does not mean you can't have trauma. I'm not
Well,
saying you're wrong in the whole like my career's over, my life's over sort of stuff.
exactly.
But
I'm specifically talking about that. He said, "My career's over, my life's over." No, it quite literally isn't.
Well, I think maybe he means figuratively, like in his mind, he feels like that because he's just so broken down from what happened. Could be. I mean, it's how he interpreted. We can interpret it in our own way, of course. We can take it literally or figuratively.
So the exact lines, I've just found the song. It's a song called "Over Again." Okay. I almost lost it in the middle of a couple songs because he wrote this just after the tribute, the one that bloody Callie got to go to. My body aches, head spinning. This is all wrong. I almost lost it in the middle of a couple songs, and everybody that I talk is like, "Wow, must be really hard to figure out what to do now." Well, thank you, genius. You think it'll be a challenge? Only my life's work's hanging in the fucking balance. And all I wanted was a little bit of closure, and every step I took, I looked, it wasn't any closer, because sometimes when you say goodbye, yeah, you say it over and over and blah, blah, blah. So his reaction to anyone coming up to him going, "What do you think you're doing?" was, "I don't fucking know."
So again, you know what? Mourn your friend, rest in peace, all of that good stuff, all of that sad stuff. As far as his career, no, I don't care.
I mean, Mike's been in other bands before.
Really,
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like
he had Fort Minor, and he has his own rapping career.
Yeah, like your career's not gone. Like Mike, you were before you were in Linkin Park. You had another band. Chester had another band during Linkin Park. Do you guys know about this?
Nope.
yeah.
Chester had.
I heard
Chester
a little
had
bit
another,
about it.
He had some songs which he didn't think vibed with Linkin Park's flow, and I think this was during, was it Minutes to Midnight, Flemish, sort of that sort of period, that sort of era, and he had another band. You can make other bands. Like, okay, here are all the other bands that Chester has been in, right? There are 6 bands that Chester has been in. Linkin Park, Stone Temple Pilots, Grey Days, Dead by Sunrise, Kings of Chaos, and Camp Freddy. Chester has been in 6 bands. And some of them were between... So Linkin Park was between 1999 and 2017. Stone Temple Pilots was between 2013 and 2015. Grey Days was between 1993 and 2017. I think that was his first band, Grey Days. Dead by Sunrise was 2005 to 2017. Kings of Chaos was 2016 to 2017. And Camp Freddy doesn't have a date on Google, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Right? That's... Why wouldn't you just have... This is the point I tried to make. Why didn't you just make another band?
He could have, but I think the thing is he just probably is keeping Linkin Park around just to help cope with loss.
I'll be honest, I don't even think it's that. I don't think it was Mike's decision, honestly.
But
it could also just be he just likes to play the music.
This is gonna sound very conspiracy theory-ish, but I don't think it has anything to do with Mike. I don't think it has anything to do with the rest of the band. I think it's the publishing company, or what the company
managers?
The managers. Because Linkin Park is worth billions of dollars, and you have now gone a number of years without new music, and there's only so many people who are gonna buy tribute albums. There's only so many people who are going to buy reuse albums, because Linkin Park is of the size where, hey, we've already got the remasters now and they're all on YouTube, right? So eventually those publishers of that are going to come out and go, so what are you doing? If you make a new band, that doesn't have the appeal that the Linkin Park brand has. it doesn't have the reach. Even if you announced a new band, doesn't mean it's going to do well.
Yeah.
If you keep the Linkin Park brand, then you're going to keep the retention, aren't you? Like, that's the way a manager or a publisher will think.
I don't know, but like
It sounds very conspiracy theory, I know, but I have the burning theory that this is, you mix that with then
I don't know.
Mike saying, "Oh, I don't know."
I'm gonna use this as a good transitioning point because Mike is part of the decision making when it comes to the band too, because like of course I don't think they would have hired a new singer without Mike's approval. So I don't know. I feel like he has some say into this.
I would sure he has some say, but like, I feel like the pressure would definitely be there.
Let me ask one simple question: who owns the IP Linkin Park?
Who owns Linkin Park?
Because that would clear up a lot.
It is owned by.
Could be owned by the family of Chester. Could be owned by Mike. Could be owned. By
It's cool. They are owned by Warner Brothers Records.
Okay, so it's Warner Brothers Music.
Warner Brothers, yeah. So yeah, I think maybe it could also be if it doesn't make music for it anymore that he can lose the
name
thing to the brand. Yeah, with the name basically. Maybe they just want to keep it.
Maybe I think that could
There's
also
so
be a
many
play.
things that we can speculate about.
Yeah.
We will never
There's
know.
so much speculation that we'll never get the answer to.
Yeah, I think it's not healthy to go too big into this. To be honest, I want to keep my spirit high with Linkin Park and do not want to go down a rabbit hole.
Okay. I'm keeping your
Flemish,
spirits
we're so sorry.
Yeah. Since you brought that up, I guess we're gonna have
Flemish,
to smash that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Adam, do you want to tell what happened, or should I?
Yeah, Flemish, I'm gonna preemptively tell you sorry because you aren't going to bed happy. So Emily Armstrong's controversy, or multiple controversies. Emily Armstrong is quite a prolific second-generation Scientologist, and as
I didn't even want to say the name to promote them because
right, and
okay,
you can have your opinions about those. I know for a fact that the Scientologists have gone out against people before for speaking ill of them. I'm not saying anything for you can't get me on shit if I don't say anything, Scientologists. All I'm saying is she is a second generation Scientologist. You take that how you wish.
What an indictment. You're telling me just saying someone's a side.
Yeah, practically.
No, literally. Scientology allegedly have allegedly, with a bunch of legal documents, have gone against a bunch of news stations. Anything you've talked anything bad about them.
Yeah, they will go after you legally.
But
yeah,
we're talking about a big, large group. Okay, this is one person in that group.
But they tend to get. They tend.
No,
they
they have literally done that. They have literally done.
Okay, but like that's the least of my worries. What's worse?
The thing that a lot of fans are pissed about is the situation that she's involved with, which was another member of the church she's associated with that supposedly has done something quite terrible. I don't want to say it for this show because we'll probably get taken down for this.
Demonetized. So it's the R word. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Starts with R, ends with E, has 4 letters.
Yeah, okay. I think I understand.
She was one of 50 people to write a letter to I think it was either a congressman or a judge. I think it was a judge to in support of someone who was then convicted of that act, which we won't say because YouTube demonetization and taking down. And what's more insulting is that the R word, especially since Chester, as mentioned earlier, was a victim of CSA. So in a sense, you have someone who was compliant with someone doing that sort of thing, taking on the role of someone who was a victim of that thing. And that is the most insulting thing that you could probably do.
And that's kind of what pissed off a lot of fans online recently.
Mm-hmm. It took, less than an hour for people to find this out? Because she was one of the most prolific people on that 50-person list in support of this person. Apparently, she also had a relationship with this person. Can we say the name?
I think we can. I think we can.
Okay.
Because it's public. It's publicly out there, right?
Yeah.
We just can't say. We can't just say it was for sure that, or else that illegal shit.
Danny Masterson.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading some stuff right now.
Yeah.
Right, is accused. We're still waiting to see what happens.
So it's
There's
allegedly at the moment.
There's a lot of evidence. Like a lot of evidence. Like the man's going down. Because I went and when I found out, I went and looked it up and everything.
Until he goes down, it's innocent until proven guilty, bro.
True.
There's
But
nothing
when
you
you've
can
got
do
this,
about
when
that,
you've got
man.
enough smoking gun,
It's
And she
kind
hasn't-
of like one of those Jeffrey Epstein controversies where like
yeah,
there's a lot of smoking guns for there not to be fire.
exactly. And so you can take that how you wish, and you can choose whether to support or not. She has not. What I'm worried about is, one, why did Mike not do sort of any background checks on that sort of stuff? Because she comes up a lot in that sort of stuff, and there's a lot of news articles that talks about her in her previous band and her support of this guy. I feel like Mike, you talk about Mike had a lot of say in who should be in the band, but surely Mike would have done a background check on her if that were the case. And this is why I'm wondering whether Warner Brothers had more of a hand in who the person taking over was. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Do you see where? I know it sounds conspiracy theory here, but do you see where it's coming from?
I can kind of see it, but
Yeah.
What are the rest of your guys' thoughts about this?
Well, as I'm reading right now, I can already say that she apologizes for being in one hearing and afterwards she didn't talk to him anymore. Apparently he was found guilty. Ouch.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what I can find in simple ways. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go elaborate on that. It's not really
Yeah.
stuff I like to talk about at all. I'm more
It
positive
is.
than that.
Oh yeah. This is just something that kind of affects the band's look
Mhm.
more than anything.
Well,
Just-
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the people you associate with, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
I think it will be tough to just get her be accepted by the whole community of Linkin Park, which is a lot of people.
I know, you have her arguably butchering a lot of songs, and then you're adding on like a cherry on top the controversies on top. It
Well-
doesn't help the case.
I will say this, Adam. Whoever they brought in as a singer, right?
Yeah.
The singer
Oh, they
would be
would
under the
always have had an issue.
microscope. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
anyone you brought in. But this is what I mean by you should
Yeah,
have let
this
the
is
band
really
die.
bad. This is bad though. This is really
Yeah.
bad.
Like they should have known. This is the thing, like Mike is not an idiot, right? Mike is not
Yeah.
a dipshit. Rob is not a dipshit. Rob left the band because he didn't agree with things like the AI stuff. He didn't agree with the release of like Lost and that because he wanted everything to be done, which is why he's no longer in the band.
That's the reason.
Yeah, they don't talk about it in the interview, do they?
No.
But some people on Instagram and that talking about like close family of Rob, from what I've heard and what I've seen. Apparently it got deleted, but there was some like if you go on Reddit, you can find some screenshots.
I want to get Luke's thoughts about this controversy stuff too.
Let me see if I can find them.
Essentially, all I'm hearing is more reasons why not to continue to follow the current iteration of Linkin Park.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
They've deleted it off.
After what Flemish just said, that he was found guilty. Oh, dude, if he was found guilty, then
Yeah,
that's
he's found guilty in like 2020.
Yeah.
It looks like Linkin Park's been doing some pruning of their Reddit as well, because the post that I had bookmarked, I've just put it in the chat. As you can tell, it has now been deleted.
It will probably be the moderators though. That's not the band itself. Don't think they run the Reddit.
No, but they have significant.
You're still
I don't
responsible.
Yeah.
It's either your band or it's not.
Exactly.
Alright?
So the fact that it got taken down.
A community manager says some dumb stuff about Sony, right? And then we immediately go for Sony's throats about it. If this person that represents Linkin Park said or posted something, then that is Linkin Park, because they represent Linkin Park. They were appointed by Linkin Park. They're not self.
Oh, wait, I think I understand it wrong. So it's all from Linkin Park that posted something itself.
Yeah, it's from Linkin Park, and it was deleted by the person who originally posted it.
Oh, and you don't have a screenshot? You cannot find the...
No, I had it bookmarked. I was hoping that it would stay up, because you can see I just put it in the general chat. It got deleted. You can see the screenshot I just took off it. Do you see it?
Where?
It's in the
in
Discord
the general
chat.
discussion.
Yeah, in the general discussions.
Mm-hmm.
So it got deleted, and the account got deleted as well. You can see that the person's not even listed at the top anymore.
But I guess we'll head away from the Linkin Park stuff though. Now.
Yeah.
Just to go into some other topics. I think we talked about this long enough.
Today's a happy day.
Well, I mean, we have one more. We have one more less happy subject to talk about, and that's Dr. Disrespect.
Man.
Well, I mean, the internet's roasting him for his comeback, so that's a positive. So I don't think he's gonna be allowed to even like try to stream without getting criticism.
I don't call it a comeback, because that sounds like it's a good thing. No.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
Someone put on Pack God right now, please. Like, I'm sorry, Dr. Diddler.
Wait, first, look, are you familiar with the Dr. Disrespect situation?
I am aware enough.
Someone on Twitch accused him of getting in touch with a minor.
Yeah, that's
And
about
then
it.
he admitted to doing it.
Yeah, well, recently he decided to come back and do a live stream denying any of that and pushing some ridiculous claim that he posted that tweet out there where he admitted to it, being that was bait.
I love I think it was Alex's response of, is he really playing the I was only pretending to be a pedophile? Like,
Yeah,
sorry,
not only
Like,
that. though,
really?
Basically saying that there was nothing found guilty by the Twitch team. He got banned for no reason after. So first, right? They denied basically that. Not denied, but they basically said there's nothing wrong, right? And then they actually went after him and went higher up, and then he got banned from Twitch and he's saying like it's all like the girl was over the age of consent. So
Alexa, turn
yeah,
the front
that
room
doesn't.
lights on.
Yeah, it's going all the way.
Okay.
If she was over the age of consent, there wouldn't have been a problem. And
And-
plus,
and-
that's still that is still cheating on your wife. Like, that's still
Well,
not good.
He literally said there was no sexting and that everything was taken out of context.
So show us the context. Like,
Yeah, that
this
we
was
didn't
this was
see.
this is the big thing that I've seen like a lot of people say is like, you can say anything, but until you show us the actual evidence, like, the only thing we have for definite is you said that you'd done it, they banned you, and they wouldn't ban you for no reason, and you said you'd done it.
He also admitted that they were inappropriate too, right? So that means
Yeah, he said they were inappropriate. He was like, they're inappropriate messages to send of someone of that age, or something along those lines.
yeah. So
If
he
they were
basically
18, or if they were over the age of 18.
yeah. So he basically admitted that they were those kind of tweets or those kind of messages. I mean,
Right. Inappropriate in what sense, right? Like, I will give anyone the benefit of the doubt. You can say something is inappropriate in the sense of maybe they're of age. But let's play devil's advocate, right? Let's say she was of age. Inappropriate could mean sexting, or it could mean some kind of flirtatious stuff.
Mm.
Even if you are not a PDF, you're still cheating on your wife. You're still a piece of shit. Regardless of what the content was, you're still a piece of shit for cheating. So you're just replacing, like, granted, it's not as bad as being a PDF, but it's still not good. It's not like you're saying, it's like saying, oh, I shot and killed a guy, versus, oh, I shot him, but he didn't die. You still shot him. You see what I mean?
yeah, practically like the equivalent of just shooting yourself in the foot.
Exactly. Like, oh no, you've just admitted to cheating on your wife, and you have kids and everything. What does she think about it? And
aren't they divorced now? Or I heard something that they broke
are they?
up or something.
I don't know about that. Doctor Disrespect.
I could be wrong, but I guess while you looked that up, I'll get.
I'm looking it up on there.
I'll get Flamish and Outlook's thoughts about this.
I literally think everything will come out in time, but I don't think he should get all the attention that he has right now.
Unfortunately, he just has that because he's a big influencer. And
Yeah. It seems all acceptable now in this day and age, even though he did stuff like that, and that's what's going on. That people are just brush it over and just like, hey, he streams again. I don't think it's okay at all.
all right, Luke, give me your thoughts. You've been quiet.
Apparently she's still with him.
Ah, okay. That's shocking.
Well, he does have a lot of
apparently
money.
he was caught cheating back in 2017 already. So he was already cheating on her back in 2017. I'm reading a news article right now. So this would be his second time cheating. No, wait. No, it is the same time. So I'm just reading. This is a really badly written article. Jesus Christ. Well done, The Sun. This feels like it's written by AI. Okay.
And then one
No.
edit.
Pardon?
I'm saying
Well-
it was written by AI, and then no one did edit.
No, I mean, it was. This is literally the first line is, Beam's account was removed in 2020. The first line has a grammatical error. So, well done, The Sun. Published the 3rd of July 2024. only a few weeks ago. Might actually be from AI.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
you want to finish giving your thoughts off there, Luke?
Yeah. Anyways, two thoughts. First, I specifically did cover this on my channel, and when he put out that tweet, we're like, all right, this is essentially a confession. That's what it
Mhm.
looks like. That's what it looked like to all of us. So everyone was like, yo, fuck Dr. Disrespect, you know? And I'm definitely with it, you know? Definitely do not support him. And then he comes up with this video and essentially recants and says that's actually not what happened, and there was some subterfuge and like entrapment or whatever that he's attempting to do. He's trying to play 4D chess, whatever. So me personally, I'm willing to be like, all right, maybe I don't think is a PDF anymore. Maybe I don't think that. But until I see like more, I would keep him at an arm's length, because this seems like a developing story. It seems like one of those things that we will get to the bottom of it, and either Guy Beam gets exposed, or he actually knows what he's doing, and then a whole bunch of people need to start making settlements. And if publications and especially Twitch make another settlement with this guy, then I'm willing to just say, you know what, he's just an innocent man. Well, innocent in terms of the whole PDF thing, but in terms of cheating on his wife and whatever, that actually did happen. Whatever, he said they worked that out. Sure, no one's perfect, blah blah blah. It's their marriage, not mine. But in terms of the whole PDF thing, I'm neither for or against Dr. Disrespect. Now I'm very much neutral, and I'm waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
We just have to wait and see at that point.
Yeah, I guess it kind of is hard,
He
like when you
sounded
don't
like-
have like the physical
he sound-
evidence to prove anything.
And he sounded like he was making threats in that video.
Oh, he already plans. He's already said that he's looking to do go legal, to
Let's see what
legally go
happens.
against people. I believe
what
he put it out on a tweet or an Instagram post of like he is talking to lawyers or something to go against them.
The interesting thing is, like, he really said the name of one particular person, and that could be really like just a community, like his extreme followers could go really bad with that.
Oh yeah, I
and-
know he knows that. Like,
Yeah, he knows that. Maybe like I don't know if that's like in his like when you look at it from an outsider, like I'm totally outsider of Dr. Respect. Don't follow me now all in the first place. I know him a little bit from like stuff in the past, but didn't really see him before. But it I think it's more disadvantage that he said that name than doing him favor. Like it's really not doing him a favor at the moment, I feel, because it just like he wants to put the target on that guy for some reason. It sounds bad when you look at it. I don't know. It's like Luke says, it's a developing story. I'm a little bit more towards the side that something did happen that shouldn't have happened at all. But yeah, it's halfway there and halfway neutral, I would say at this point. Like, we will see it anyway. Justice will always come to those that deserve it.
Unless you're rich and ultra famous.
Nah, still at some point. I believe in karma.
Oh no, I feel like these days the rich and powerful can get away with anything if they have the money enough to hush it down.
I mean, if that were the case, Donald Trump wouldn't have 37 charges, would he? Well, no, 37 convictions.
He isn't in prison though.
Exactly. And it goes back to even the whole Dr. Disrespect thing. A lot of guys, when they cheat, that is it, bro. you done lost your woman.
Yeah.
But if you're rich enough, if you're famous enough,
Oh yeah, that's true. Like he doesn't.
Yeah, but then that says a lot more about the woman at that point, doesn't it? Like the man's
no,
already a piece.
if it happens all throughout society, it's not about the woman. It's about the society, mate. This is a
Mhm.
trend. What I'm talking about doesn't happen in my family. It doesn't happen in my city, my province, my country. What I just brought up happens globally.
Yeah, I could kind of understand that. It's more like it's kind of just an all global thing where like it's kind of embedded in certain cultures, like just randomly, random people that you wouldn't expect. I don't know. It's just I just feel like like if you have enough money, some women will stay with you. They'll stay hush about the situation just because like you have the money, so they don't care as long as they
I would
They
say 9
profit
out
off of you.
10 women will.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't know. That else, I don't know. I feel like you might be right though. Look with the legal stuff that like if he is taking legal action, then some of that stuff will come out eventually. So I guess we'll have to just like we'll probably just have to wait and see what evidence comes out of there.
You say that, but most things are going to be settled behind closed doors. Mostly, I think it's like statistic, like 70 or 80% of legal things are settled outside of court, right?
Yeah.
That means that statistically, we won't see shit.
Unless the documents leak out.
Except for that.
Breaks NDA, which is because remember in his rant, Dr. Disrespect said that they did sign an NDA.
Mm-hmm.
So unless someone breaks NDA like 5 years later, I guess that's the only way.
Yeah, exactly.
But they literally said they broke NDA though.
But then
the
it would
guy
be a
that
new
goes
NDA.
against him. New NDA. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Even
no. So
more things
because these are new, because these would be new lawsuits. So the original lawsuit was between him and what had happened. These new lawsuits are because they broke NDA. This would be a breaking NDA lawsuit because it's a new lawsuit under the original, like a sub thing, but that would have its own NDA under that. Well, assuming they created an NDA on that, they don't have to create an NDA, but for these sort of like large scale sort of things and these sort of situations, generally they'll have an NDA for that. So Luke's right. It's like unless someone leaked it in 5 years, 3 years, however long, and then you have another lawsuit because another NDA has been broken, like it then ends up being like a snowball of NDA after NDA break, or eventually no one's going to talk because no one wants to keep going through legal battles, right? So realistically, like we probably will never hear the end. Like this is probably the last you ever hear of it. And even if it does go into a legal battle, we probably won't hear anything. It'll probably just happen, and that'll be it. And like with most of the internet, he will be remembered for what he did and what he said. He will either be I believe he'll be treated better than EDP, because EDP didn't have an audience that liked him anyway. So there are going to be diehard Dr. Disrespect fans who will still watch him, and he will still have a career because that's how being rich works, and that's how most influencers are. You can still be a piece of shit and still have an audience because that's a thing for some reason. I mean, and the greatest example you could have is someone like DSP, someone who people hate, but he still has people paying him every single day. And you'll have even more with Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
And that's the world we live in.
You know, that's actually kind of a perfect segue, Adam. bringing up fucking DSP. So the last final story that I had for this show was the Nikocado Avocado comeback. because
Yo.
So I'm gonna put a little background for all the viewers because a lot of people probably don't know him, but he's a for anyone who's in gaming who knows about DSP, he's practically one of those figures where everyone just hates watches him because of all his meltdowns and stuff. And well, that's what he was used to be known for. And then he took a hiatus for 2 fucking years, and came back skinny. So he was famous for doing.
That's not DSP.
No, I'm talking about Nikocado Avocado. No, I'm saying he was like DSP. I'm saying, I'm saying he was like DSP in terms of getting hated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's known for doing mukbangs, and he was known for being fat from getting all that weight from all the food he was eating. So 2 years, he took a break, and now he has come back. All of a sudden, he's skinny and just perfectly healthy, it looks like.
Yeah.
So, of course,
greatest social experiment I've ever seen, ever.
we'll get into that once I'm done. But yeah, so he comes back going like this is a great social experiment, talking like a villain in a movie, just being like, this is planned all along. This is who I really am. So yeah, that's basically it. And I will say there's a lot of respect for him for losing the weight, because like supposedly at his heaviest he was 400 and something pounds. He lost 200 of that. So
250.
Yeah.
250.
Yeah.
He was over 400 pounds, and he marked that weight and showed it off. And in 2 years he lost it all.
Yeah, in 2 years' time. That's insane.
I have to give mad props to Nikocado. All right. For breaking the immersion, I'm a very large man. Callie, break immersion a little bit. You are plus size as well, as it were. What was our first reaction of seeing Nikocado is, man, I wish we were doing more.
Practically.
That was exactly our response of, damn, if that's what can happen in 2 years, we aren't doing shit. And I have to give mad props to Nikocado. Because, did you guys watch both of his videos?
Yeah, I made sure to post the link. I don't know if Luke watched them yet, but
okay.
I know Flemish was watching up.
When he started
watched
explaining stuff, right, about like the second, he's basically he alluded to it, and if you go back, there is another video where he starts the video off with there's like an ending bit. Sorry, he ends the video with near enough the same speech that he starts this video with, which everyone thinks might have been the final recording, the actual final recording, because that video ends with almost the same speech as this one starts with the "I was always 2 steps ahead." And you can look it up. And it's sort of everyone is going back now and going, holy crap, this was always a social experiment. He was always doing this just to be basically famous. And now, could you call him a bit of a arsehole for basically manipulating the entire internet? Kinda, but he also did it well.
Basically, and the fact that
you gotta respect the hustle.
the fact that he recorded 2+ years of videos of him when he was fat, and then all of a sudden he posts a video coming out that he's skinny. It's
the fact he got his boyfriend to do it as well, because his boyfriend got fat and everything with him, right? Now he didn't show the boyfriend in the videos. Pardon?
Isn't that?
No, he's gay. No, he's gay.
Yeah, he's gay.
It's like very gay. Him and his boyfriend have got videos and that of like them both getting big. So he not only did it to himself, he got his boyfriend in on it as well. And I would love to see it. Obviously, they haven't posted a picture of his boyfriend yet. Or I think he's his husband at this point. I don't know. But there's no picture of him. I cannot imagine his boyfriend is still that size. If this is what's happened to Nikocado, he's got to be going back. Wow. That was not on the bingo card. I don't think that was ever on the bingo card for the next decade. In fact, I didn't think he was going to make it to the next decade.
I'm just gonna give my thoughts about this, and then I'll go to you guys. So, yeah, I think it's a very impressive because like losing that amount of weight is just hard for anybody to do. So, I think the fact that he managed to do it within 2 years is very impressive. Of course, there's some people talking about like, is he taking like some kind of medication for it because they could see like loose skin and stuff like that, but. I don't think so, because again he had planned this entire thing. So it's like I don't think you take medication for 2+ years and not exercise all that off. Because like I think what he might have done was what actors do in Hollywood, where like some will get like fucking like buff ass bodies for films that they need to be strong for. Because like. I think what's his name? The person who played Captain America. I think he was originally skinny before he played Captain America, right?
Yeah. So I believe they did. He does like a film with him. I think the more famous one is Chris Pratt though.
Yes.
Chris Pratt was in The Office and he got really fat on The Office, and then he stopped doing The Office and then went and got really in shape for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. So the fact that he could pull something like that off is actually pretty crazy, and I think it probably inspires a lot of people on the internet.
I'll be honest, I kind of wanted to go to the gym after seeing it. I was like, damn,
Same here.
I need to sort some shit out. Like I've been sort of on a sort of like fixing my diet trend recently. Like I've started cooking and stuff like that to try and fix my calorie intake. But just seeing his video just kind of made me go, damn, I should go to the gym right now. It is like it's like 8 a.m. right now where I'm watching this video.
That reminds me, I probably should tell my audiences I have actually been working out. I've been bike riding a lot and going on jogs. Nice. So I have lost like around like 30 pounds, like 30 or like 25-ish pounds as of recently.
Hey, so, nice, dude.
Yeah. So proud of that, but yeah, I'll go to you, Flemish, first, and I'll get Luke's thoughts.
Yeah. What's there to say? I don't follow him. I never saw him. I just saw a video where he basically was skinny, and then I saw a video like I went to a channel and it was basically 7 months ago. He was still bigger. Okay. And then he basically said like, I did this for a long time. Like I just made videos before. It's like, okay, this is all very interesting, but I don't know anything. It's genius, to be honest. Like it's genius, but I don't know enough. Like,
I think what makes this interesting for me is just the fact that he was seen as this horrible person online, like DSP, like Adam had mentioned. And so a lot of people clowned on him for that. So the fact that he's getting a lot more respect because of this is kind of nice to see.
But I think it's because he basically proved it was a character.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't him. Like, the difference between him and DSP is that is DSP. DSP is DSP, right? Low tier God is still low tier God off the camera, right? But Nikocado wasn't. And no one expected it, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that, Flemish? That like someone would act on YouTube, do this whole persona online, and then like show to the world who they really are?
Do we not have a lot of people that actually do a character and then are different in real life?
You know, the biggest one I've just realized. The biggest one was like McChuggernuggets. What was it? McChuggernugget, I think it was, and like Angry Grandpa and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys remember those guys?
Angry Grandpa, I do remember.
Yeah, but it's another example of what was basically YouTube's version of those terrible real life TV shows, like where it's incredibly faked. But the difference is you knew that Angry Grandpa and all of that were faked because it was very obvious, and Nikocado was not. Everyone just assumed, man, this guy's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, I think that's actually a perfect example now that you mention it. Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. Is, oh, that was a character, and then if you look back and you look at it, it's, you know what it is? It's when you tell a child that wrestling isn't real anymore, and the whole perspective that child has about wrestling completely changes.
Yeah. It practically crumbles the world. It's like, this is not real.
Exactly. It's that mentality of, oh, I'm not supposed to look at this as the person. I'm supposed to look at this as a character. And the moment you have that change in mentality, the respect comes in. Because then you respect him as an actor. Because he went to Juilliard and everything. He was a trained musician, a trained actor. The moment you have that switch, that is when the moment you go, oh, that I can respect that. You were so convincing as a villain. You were so convincing as someone we were all hating, that we thought that was real.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, I guess look, what do you have to say about this? Knowing all this information now, that like he's kind of a genius in terms of playing people on the internet that he was one thing but not the other, and like doing this whole weight loss journey.
Yeah, definitely. I think he was smart.
Mad respect. That's all I got.
I think if you fell for it, and tough shit. Why are you sitting here believing everything you see and hear on the internet? How old are you, right? But
that was his point. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
He made the
losing weight thing. I'm impressed. I was heavier in 2022, I think. Yeah, after the pandemic, because of where I work, where my wife works. We were privileged. I'm not going to pretend. We were privileged. A lot of people lost their jobs and stuff. We got pay rises and we got to work from home. So we did definitely overindulge during the pandemic. And yeah, I remember one day I just got home. Actually, no, I didn't get home. I woke up, I took a shower right after the pandemic. I took a shower, hot shower, and you know how your mirror gets all steamy and you can't see properly because of the steam. So I wiped it, and for years, every time I would wipe the mirror, I would always enjoy what I saw. You know, looking at myself, looking at my body, and I was disgusted by what I saw in 2022. Like I went fucking nauseous. I was like, ew, what the hell is that? Right? Looking at myself. And I'm impressed with Nick, because if that was an act, I was never as heavy as he was, but I was heavy. And the dedication it takes to maintain that weight, if you're not okay with it, because if he took it off, clearly he wasn't okay with it the whole time.
No.
But he was dedicated to the bit.
He was
You know?
he must have been force feeding himself all the time. Like, he was putting on a face every time he was doing those mukbang. I think that's basically what he explained in his videos. Like, he likes food, but he was basically force feeding himself the entire time.
The funny thing is, like, afterwards he was skinny. He made another video where he also eats a lot of noodles. I mean,
yeah, but he also said he hasn't done that in 2 years, and like, I think he did like a large amount of noodles just as a like tribute to the bit. But you can tell that by the end of it, he was stuffed. Like, there was a lot of noodles, to be honest.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just impressed. I'm impressed with the dedication to put the weight on. I'm not really impressed with taking it off, because in my journey of, you know, getting fit and whatever, I've done a lot of research and met a lot of people, and it turns out there's just people that are predisposed and it's much easier for them to lose weight and gain weight. So I found out that I was one of the people that it only took me 6 months. Literally, it took me 6 months. And the next thing I know, I weigh half of what I weighed when I started.
Yeah, there's
But
definitely a
there's people
genetic
that will
component
spend,
and everything.
yeah, there's people that will spend a year and not be able to get the same results that I did, doing the exact same diets, doing the exact same workouts, etc., etc. So if his genetic disposition is to look the way he looks, I'm not impressed by that. I'm impressed by him going from I'm impressed by him deviating from his disposition and going all the way in the whole bit to get like super fat.
Yeah,
Like,
it even got to the point where I think he was actually having some medical conditions, because like in some of his older vlogs, you could see that he was wearing like a mask to even help breathe.
Yeah. He had a BiPAP machine. And by the way, because my family's large, right? BiPAP machines, you have that for the rest of your life, by the way. Even if you lose all the weight, the excess skin that you have, the excess muscle and like fat deposits and everything you have underneath your throat, means that for the rest of his life, right, he will have to use that machine, right? If you ever look up like BiPAP machines and people who have then lost all the weight afterwards, you'll notice that they still have to use it afterwards, because it's irreversible basically once you've done it. And you can choose not to do it, but then you're basically suffocating yourself during your sleep. But he's so dedicated that I'm wondering whether or not that's real. I hope it isn't, because he basically has destroyed his throat and lungs for the rest of his life, even though he's skinny now. That is genuinely a thing. People can look it up. And I only know that because my granddad has to use. Yeah.
If he did it to get rich, I'm kind of okay with it, because
He hustled and played the internet.
yeah,
Like,
hold on, because if you speak to anyone over 40, they've damaged their eyes permanently because of work. They've damaged their back permanently, their knees, etc. And no one has anything to show for it but debt. If he did it to become a millionaire, you know what?
Multi-millionaire at this point.
Because if he decided to be just another employee like us, he'd still have something fucked. So you know what? Well worth it.
I think the thing that fucking impressed me when he came back is the fact that his first video on this subject, which was on the second channel that I was telling Flemish about off the air, that video has now 11 million views. And this is after the fact he came. Yeah. And this is after the fact he was gone for 2 years. So normally YouTubers who do that, when they come back after a long hiatus like that, they only get like half of a fraction of those views. So yeah, it's impressive. And I think the fact that he's pulling in those numbers still means he's just making even more bank.
Yeah.
Yep.
The AdSense on that video, because I think his main channel is demonetized, but his second channel isn't, which is why he's probably put that video on there. I don't even know what that kind of money will make.
It'll probably make him a big bag for sure.
I'm just gonna look it up, like what the average would have been.
I think his story kind of should kind of be like just something to motivate people to lose weight. I think that's the thing I'm taking from all this, is like his story is kind of more inspirational of the fact that he can lose that weight just as easily as probably he gained it.
Anything's possible if you put your mind to it. That's the truth of it.
Yeah, and I think
A lot of people don't want to put the effort. People don't
Okay.
want to put anything.
So as of Q4 2023, the average cost per 1,000 views was about $13.03, right? Oh no, sorry, $15.34. Right? So that's 1,000 views. And you said that has 11 million now?
Yeah.
So times 11, 123 divided by 1,000. So that one video, assuming he had the best, like the average, has made him $168,740. One video.
Yeah, he pretty much made bank.
So one video has made him 170,000. That's the average. We don't even know if he has higher. He might have higher CPM. He might have lower CPM. But the average of at the end of 2023 was $15.34. So that's $170,000.
Yeah.
That's bank. Oh,
Yeah, but
Jesus.
again, I think it's impressive for what he's done. I think this should be like just an inspiration story. That's kind of why I wanted to talk about it, because like, yeah, you do get a lot of stories of the people who try to lose weight. Huh?
People making money is inspiring.
No. Well, that too. The fact that he played the internet.
The man made, like, he did something unbelievable and he made bank. The man deserves some respect.
Yeah, at the very least.
like, and the thing is, what I can respect even more is he didn't monetize, because you know all these people that like monetize their weight loss journey and all that, right? Do you know who the biggest person who's gonna get the biggest flack for this is though?
Who?
Boogie2988.
Oh, yo.
Boogie2988 at his biggest was just a bit bigger than Nikocado Avocado. And Boogie has been talking about weight loss surgery and all that for the last 6 years. And Nikocado, we can now use Nikocado as a, hey, this is what happens in 2 years. Fix your shit.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch? Have you guys ever seen the guy who audited Boogie2988's finances? If you haven't seen it, look up a guy called Caleb Hammer and look up Boogie2988's video on it. He literally just goes and buys like fast food every like 10 minutes, basically.
Just to let you guys know, he's a pretty big YouTuber. I think he's also popular in the gaming community for a little bit too.
Yeah.
But
big is an understatement.
Well, big is in size too, but I mean more so audience wise.
Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is like, if Nikocado can do it,
then
like,
other people
I understand
can too.
I understand what Luke was saying earlier. Is like some people are genetically more like privileged in how they can lose weight, but Boogie's been talking about losing weight for the last like 6-7 years, and has done nothing, really. Like,
yeah.
And then you compare that to Nikocado, who in 2 years went from basically close to a deathly weight to actually being really skinny. Like, if he bulked up, he could go like bulk on what he's got now.
Maybe.
I don't think he will, but he could.
Yeah. And that's just a positive story I wanted to end off the show with. So yeah. definitely a bright side for the internet at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
But
a happier bingo card.
with that, I'm gonna wrap up the show by talking about a few things I want people to know for what's gonna be happening with the show going on in the future. This is gonna be the last time I'm doing the show live. I am going to be turning this show into a pre-recorded show, so yeah, no more live. But I do have plans on trying to make this more interactive with viewers. So for any of you guys watching right now, if you guys would like to interact more with the show and like try to help us like make more video content, just send in questions that we can answer and stuff like that. So yeah, I really want to make this show more interactive with the viewers. So I want to make this show as big as I can. So yeah, and now that's not a pun, Adam. But yeah,
I ain't saying anything.
Yeah, and I'm definitely. It will feel like the show will be on a hiatus because I do want to get like 4 shows kind of pre-recorded before I upload anything. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be trying to make a catalog so I can upload regularly again. So the show will be edited for certain topics. So yeah, but this has been a pleasure, and I'm going to end it off by letting Adam do his outro and the guys. So Adam, get yours out of the way.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. It's Adam Berman. I talk about tech and nerdy stuff and everything in between. Yeah, that's basically me. I don't do any of the YouTubes or Twitch, at least not anymore. I just sort of hang out on Twitter. And if you ever have any questions or anything in terms of the technical side of anything, send them my way. My DMs are always open.
All right, Flemish.
Me just gaming here on the channel. That's it. you can find me on gaming just on the Flemish. It's fine. I don't really have a handle at the moment anymore.
You should start up your Twitch. You should start up your Twitch again, my friend.
Yeah, I'm getting a new PC at the end of the year. I'm building one myself again. If anyone has any suggestions for a 1490, what I can pair it up with would be cool.
Oh, good thing Adam's here.
I will have a chat with you after the call.
Hey,
I'll have a chat with you in a minute.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, no, yeah, that's it.
All right, Luke.
You can find me on TSWS Gaming from Monday to Friday. We've got live shows, video game streams, etc., etc. Come through. That's TSWS Gaming. I'm also on Twitter, but don't bother following. I don't post anything interesting. I'm on PlayStation and Xbox. Same username, LLOUCK7. This week I will be playing only Warhammer. I can't wait. I'm going to buy it right now on Xbox. I wasn't in Maputo before we started this pod.
No Astrobot?
To end the pod, I can go buy it. Actually, I do have it. You know what? I'm going to buy Astrobot as well, but so I'm going to download Astrobot because I'm game sharing with Wise Old Gamer, and he already bought Astrobot, so I'm going to install it and try and find time to play at least an hour tonight, and then we'll see the rest of the week. Because my priority, I just have to say it as a grown man. I'm not saying you're not a grown man if you're excited for Astrobot. That's not what I'm saying. But for me, Warhammer takes precedence over Astrobot. I heard it's great though.
You just love the gore, don't you?
Yeah. I love the armor, the gore, the violence, and the Emperor. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, you can tune in, and I want to say probably around like 6 weeks or so when I have at least 4 episodes. When we have at least 4 episodes done and recorded. So, yeah, we'll be back by then, and hopefully I'll be done editing most of them. So yeah, and if you guys want to support the Patreon, I put a link in the description below, as well as a link to all these other guys' Twitters and YouTube channels. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and peace.